Welcome to the channel. That was Dirty Harry, my 1984 Dodge Diplomat with a 5.9 Magnum EFI engine out of a Dodge truck and an eBay GT45 turbo. This car will be featured in upcoming videos for the channel, but I want to recap the details of the build. This is my first turbo build, and all the work was performed by me in my home shop. I learned a lot and had a blast building it. It's been a budget build from the start and seems to gain a lot of attention wherever I take it. My uncle named Dirty Harry when he owned it. My great aunt bought the car new, and it was passed through the family until I bought it as a winter car. When the core plug on the back of the engine started leaking, I decided to pull the original 318 and do an EFI Magnum 318 swap, but with an eBay GT45 turbo. The $149 turbo showed up in February of 2020. I had a lot of time to work on the car during the pandemic. I built the hot and cold side plumbing using exhaust tubing, and the 5.2 Magnum manifolds flipped backwards. That necessitated changing the car over to manual steering as well for clearance. For some reason, I decided to paint the car while I was at it, so it got a quick respray in my barn as well. I was able to find both fenders and a door in a salvage yard, and luckily the Ohio winters didn't rust this car too badly. It turned out pretty nice for a home paint job. The car came together quickly after paint, and by mid-2020 the car was running with the new setup. Don't mind the wiring mess. The junkyard harness has since been tidied up. I like to leave them open until I make sure that they're running. The turbo noises are glorious in this car, and it's an absolute blast to drive. A project that helped with the sleeper persona of this car is the hidden fire extinguisher. It's under a steel box I fabricated that looks like a tissue box. The aftermarket gauges are integrated into the stock dash, and when they're not lit up, it blends in really well. I modified the horn switch to activate an RPM controller hidden in the radio for a future two-step. By the end of 2020, the car was a running, driving turbo Diplomat with an EFI Swap 5.2, a 727 automatic transmission, an 8 3/4 out of a B-body with 391s and a spool in the back. Time to see what it would do at the track.
Let's see.
Almost a full second faster than my 5.7 Hemi-powered Charger. My goal of Hemi power for Magnum swap money was realized. The $250 stock 5.2 finally gave up after 2 years of 8 pounds of boost, and it gave me the excuse to put a 5.9 I had laying around into it. My 11-year-old son put a lot of the engine together with my help, and I gapped the rings for boost this time. Still a bone stock 90s truck engine down to the cam. 410s went into the rear axle at the same time.
Right.
At Holly Mo Party this year, the car ran a best time of 13:23, but only at 103 miles an hour. 410s were too much for the stock cam and intake. Still pretty happy with these power numbers for a stock engine with an eBay turbo. After going back to 391s, Dirty Harry made its first 12-second pass, 1285 at 107 miles an hour. Not bad at all, but I think this combination has reached its potential. The next stages are in motion with some help from Holly. I'll be swapping to a Terminator X management, MSD ignition, and a used multi-port intake manifold. Stay tuned for back-to-back test results on the dyno as we install these parts in stages. That does it for the story of Dirty Harry. Like, comment, and subscribe to follow along with this and other projects on the channel. Thanks for watching.